Welcome to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center from Palm Springs. Visit us on the web at urbanyoga.org or on Facebook at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Just check out the schedule of classes, which changes each month, and stop by the tip jar to make donations to support these online classes. We're going to start out today in a reclined posture called constructive rest. It's also known sometimes as active rest. And it looks sort of like this, but let's talk you into it bit by bit. This is the way I learned it. Some folks teach this in a simpler way with less specific direction, but I just pass it on the way I learned it, the way it works well for me. So first, draw your knees towards your chest and don't hug your knees. It's usually the next instruction, it's hugging your knees, right? Let your knees just float around in the air. You can close your eyes if you want, allowing your legs to just drift, allowing each femur to explore floating in the socket of the hip. Then one side at a time, let each foot just plop down onto the floor. So the soles of your feet are planted. And we want our knees to lean in towards each other. And we get there by turning the heels out a little, turning the toes in a little, and see how effortless you might make it feel. Maybe not completely effortless, but reducing the sensation of work in the legs. See how restful you can make it to have the soles of your feet nicely planted, your knees leaning in towards each other. Once you have that sorted out, bring your hands to your bottom ribs so that your thumbs are on your ribs and your other fingers are on your abdomen, your belly. Your wrists are long and open, your elbows are resting on the floor. Maybe you already closed your eyes, maybe you close them now. Maybe you don't close them. Notice your breath. Taking in your contact with the ground. One of the things that this posture is great for is grounding contact. So having our limbs situated like this gives some really nice contact of your back with the ground. Maybe you don't think about it much, but when you lay down on the ground, lie down on the ground, one of those tricky verbs in English. I think lie is correct. When you lie down on the ground, some parts of your back touch the ground and some don't. And this is something that maybe we don't think about that often. We can think about it now and just notice how that contact with the ground changes as the breath moves in and out of it. And just noticing your breath generally invites it to get deeper and slower. And maybe the contact with the ground increases as the breath changes. It's okay if you can't tell whether the contact's increasing. Just notice whatever there is to notice. Scanning your body, moving beyond this noticing of the back on the ground and the breath to take in whatever is going on in your body. Especially noting any unwanted sensation, any trouble spots that speak up as you listen in. Remembering throughout practice that you can skip or modify anything I'll be doing or describing. Sometimes I skip and modify things. I describe something that I'm not doing. And there's a neat breathing exercise that we do sometimes in this posture. I think we'll do it today. It involves what I consider kind of a fun visualization. And again, this was taught to me by my Alexander technique teacher, Cecile Rayner, who taught me constructive breaths, also taught me this breath. And I think of it in my mental notes, it's filed away as birthday breath. And you imagine that you're at your 100th birthday, or if that's not a welcome or pleasant picture for you, pick an age, put yourself at that point. So your cake's in front of you with the candles there. And you're gonna blow out the candles. And the reason 100 works for a good number is because you picture a lot of candles. And you want to try to get them all out with one breath. You're gonna take a big deep inhale and exhale through pursed lips for as long as you can without strain. Just how long can you make that one exhale last? And we'll do it a few times. So maybe you picture like a video rewinding and the candles relighting, and then you blow it up again. And we'll do this several times. I don't know how long I just exhaled for. I think it was more than 10 seconds, unless 20, somewhere in there. Just do the breath a few times. Maybe it gets longer, maybe it doesn't. And you may notice your contact with the ground really start to increase with these breaths. Maybe it's not so much any profound change. It could be more subtle. Just continue to notice whatever's going on. I find that knots in my back sometimes untie during these long exhales, and I'll feel part of my back touch down to the floor that wasn't on the floor before. You'll do this breath 1 or 2 or maybe 3 more times, depending on how long your breath is. And just finish the breath that you're on. No need to interrupt the exercise. And then let your breath return to just a natural flow without direction. Scanning your body again. Noting what feels different, what feels the same. And then before we begin to move around, if you wish to set any personal intention for your practice, you can do that now. We'll start to move around little by little. Maybe just wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe gently, slowly turn your head. You can start to let your knees drift back and forth. At first, keeping the feet planted. Maybe the movements grow bigger. Start to rock onto the edges of your feet as your knees move. You can start to move your hands, feet, your arms and legs more in any way that you any way that's needed, listening to your body. Then draw your knees to your chest. Now you can hug your knees. Explore rocking and rolling to massage your back against the floor. And then let's do an energizing twist. Plant your right foot again, heel in close. Cross your left ankle above your right knee. Reach your arms out to the sides with your palms facing up. See if you can let your shoulders stay grounded. Let your legs fall to the right, then turn your head to the left. Any amount, not pushing the legs down, letting them go where they want to. Let gravity and breath to the side, how far that is. Come gently back up to center. Cross your legs the opposite way. And when you're ready, let's twist the opposite way. Come back up to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees in. Let's take up 2 simple full body stretches. Inhale, extend your arms and legs all the way out. And as you exhale, curl up again. Just following the pace of your breathing. And then take your time to sit up. You can hug your knees and rock forward and back to rock your way up to a seat. Or like I'm going to do, raise your arms, tip onto one side, and let your arms do the work to lift you up. Get comfortable sitting or kneeling, whatever works better for you. A drink works for me right now. Let your arms hang loose by your sides. Lift your left shoulder up towards your ear. Slide it back. and let it down. And then your right shoulder up and back and down. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Slowly and gently roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your shoulder stay passive. Let your head tip back. You're over towards the other shoulder, letting the shoulder hang. And roll your chin back down by your sternum again. You can continue in gentle, slow circles, or as needed, pause to rock back and forth at any tight places that you detect as you explore. And when you finish the next circle, change direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin and look forward. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Inhale to draw your heart forward and let your head tip back. Exhale to draw your heart back. Let your head tip forward and down. Follow the pace of your own breathing. And maybe the movements and the breaths get bigger and bigger. As they're leaving the house, I'm realizing I neglected to give credit to the hosts for this class, the owners of the space I'm in, which hasn't been on our Zoom before, our YouTube before. I'm at my in-laws' house, Leonardo and Norma Zamora in Morelia, Michoacan. So here we are in what's usually the dining room. I'm sort of sitting in the space between the dining room area and the kitchen. And maybe the video will include the background sounds of them getting ready to leave the house with Yanni. The car was backing out of the gravel driveway, just the other side of the wall behind that laptop. That's bringing me to you. At the end of the next exhale, sit up again. Reach your arms out to the sides. Fingertips on the ground, staying nice and long in your spine. Inhale, reach your left arm up alongside your ear. And as you exhale, reach to your right. Let your head be in whatever position makes your neck comfortable. You can be leaning into your right hand, feel the length up and down your left side. Inhale to come upright. As you exhale, come into a twist with your left hand behind you, right hand on left leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Only going as far as seems beneficial. So we traveled here yesterday from Cozumel to Mexico City to Querétaro to Morelia. And I found myself awoken by back pain at 3:30 a.m. So my twist is probably smaller than it usually is. And that's out of respect for what my body is telling me. Let your twist unwind, come through center. Inhale, raise your right arm up alongside your ear. And exhale to reach to your left. So sometimes even a day that feels relatively stress-free or low stress. Flight went well, bus ride went well, car ride went well. It's a long day and there's the physical stresses of sitting, even in nice, comfortable reclining seats on a bus with a private movie screen. Inhale, come up right. And exhale, come into your twist. We might not think that sitting can produce stress or strain, but it can. Stress, stress means different things in different contexts. Yes, you can be comfortable in the moment and then find out several hours later that maybe your body did not enjoy what you had been doing those hours on the bus. I'm attributing it to the bus. I don't think my seat on the plane was that different than others had been on before, but the bus, though comfortable, was quite different. Let your twist unwind, come through center. Bring your hands to the floor in front of you and just walk them forward to whatever degree feels okay. Doesn't have to be as far as possible. Let your neck relax. So I was in a super cushioned, luxurious, reclined bus seat for, I don't know, 3 hours or something. Seemed comfortable at the time, seemed comfortable in the car afterwards, but something that happened yesterday didn't sit well in my body. Slowly inhaling, walk your hands back. Press yourself upright and take your time to shift to come up onto your hands and knees. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. On the next inhale, pick your left arm up, reach out to the side. If you want, on the next inhale, pick your right foot up and reach straight back in the air through the sole of your foot. Bend your knee, reach back. If you can, grab your foot or ankle. If you can do that, kick against your hand, lift your chin, lift your knee. I'm a little surprised I can do it without any problem. I wasn't sure. Release and lower down. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tail go up. Exhale, bring your heart up, let your head and tail come down. Let's have a couple more of those, cow and cat breaths. And we'll try those extensions and maybe that bind the other way around. Coming back to the table after your next exhale. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. On the next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you want, on the next inhale, pick your left foot up and reach straight back. Bend your knee, reach back, and see about that arm. Release and lower down, and take those cow-cat breaths. Let's do some foot and hand stretches. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands in towards your knees. So first come up, standing on your knees, sort of like that. So I'm going to keep your feet engaged like this with the toes curled under. And this can create a lot of sensation in your feet. You get to decide how much sensation by how far down you sit. So just listen to your body, don't force your feet to do anything. And you might put a prop here, like a bolster or a block, maybe between your heels and your butt, or some people like to put a block between their feet. So the block is standing up between your butt and the floor. Sometimes I sit on my heels today, not quite making it there, but my feet feel okay. Everything feels pretty good. You can always change the height. And instead of hand and foot stretches, I'm going to change my mind and just do my feet. But if you want, you can reach your right arm out in front of you. Take hold of your pinky with your left hand. Inhale, gently draw out on your pinky. And as you exhale, gently draw down, opening your palm, wrist, and forearm. And do one breath per finger. So what I'm finding is that although my feet feel okay here, my back feels a little unstable. So I'm keeping my hands resting on my thighs, and maybe you are too. And just you're focusing on stretching your feet. But I often pair this with the hand stretching I just described. After you get to the thumb, as you might guess, reach your left hand out in front of you, palm up, take hold of your pinky with your right hand, and one breath per finger. Inhale, draw out. Exhale, gently draw down. So I'm counting breaths as if I've been doing the hand stretch. 10 breaths. So I'm on my middle left finger in my mind. 2 more breaths. And we'll release our feet. Maybe you already released your feet. The counter pose is the best part. Tip forward onto your hands. Untuck your toes. And then you bang your feet on the floor. You decide how fast or how hard you want to do it. I tend to like really, they have been pretty hard on what feels good to me. I was starting out more gently. This is a hard floor and an unfamiliar mat that I borrowed from my mother-in-law. Thanks, Tom. That remains one of my favorite things, that banging the feet on the floor, counter push. Take your time to step your right foot up between your hands. It's okay if it takes more than one step. It's okay if your hand comes to your leg to help your foot forward. So let's bring the right foot below the knee, and then bring your hands to your right knee, lift your torso up. And if you feel a little wobbly, widen this stance. So I'm moving my right foot out a little. You could move your left knee out more. You might look back at that left foot and just see if it's behind the knee. So the lower leg is lined up with the mat. You could keep both hands on this leg and exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back. Whatever range of motion feels helpful in your body. And if you feel like doing more, you could raise one arm. As you exhale, come forward, lower your arm. As you inhale, glide back, raise your arm. And maybe you do both arms. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, yeah, but it looks like I'm able to. But I'm gonna go back to using both arms for support. So do what's right for you. Today I'm doing less. And from the top part of the movement, where you're back here, with the left hip above the left knee, we'll twist to the left. Reach your left hand back, and maybe reach your right hand forward, or keep it on your knee, or go back and forth. If you get wobbly, drop it. I'm going to keep mine on my knee and protect what's going on in my body. Try not to make anything worse in my back. Let's come through center. I'm bringing my left hand to my knee. Reach your right hand back. If you want to, reach your left hand forward. Come back through center. Bring your hands to the mat. And I'm doing just my fingertips. If you have blocks, you could have blocks under your hands. I don't have any blocks. Bring your right knee back to the floor and your left foot forward. I could really use some blocks today too. Bring your hands to your left knee and lift your body. I might hunt around the house and find some bricks or something. Make sure you're stable. And then when you're ready, exhale, rock forward. Inhale, come back. If you want to, raise and lower one or both arms. And you come back here. Let's stop with the rocking. We're going to twist to the right. Come through center and twist to the left. Come through center. Bring your hands to the floor, maybe just fingertips. Now we're going to step the right foot forward. Hang out in, forward, forward. Let your head hang heavy, let your arms be heavy, or you could rest your hands on the floor or on your blocks or on the front of your legs. But try to let your neck relax no matter what your arms are doing. So I'm modifying further. I'm leaving my elbows on my lower thighs above my knees. Pushing your head blocks to support me instead. And you can sway back and forth, bend one leg, bend the other leg. Trying to ease out tension from wherever you notice it. So just above my ribs on the right side is the main issue going on here. So it's a day to demonstrate a lot of butterfly. And listening to the body, I always demonstrate listening to the body. Today it's telling a different story than it often does. Nice and gently, nod your head. And shake your head. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, back down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach out to the sides. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Take a couple of deep breaths. You could take eagle arms here if you like. If you do, then reach your elbows and hands forward and up. Inhale to open up. And as you exhale, cross the opposite way. Breathing space in, two. I lost track of a sentence in my brain there. Breathing space into your heart, into the back of the heart. The space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and out. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up if you're able. Reach your palms up if you're able. Look up with your hands, lift your heart. Bring yourself upright. On an exhale, bend to the right. Feel the length through both arms. Let your head be where your neck is comfortable. Try to keep both heels grounded. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Where's that water? See, I'm all discombobulated. Different setting, different stuff going on in the body. So different practice. Inhale out and up. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, lift up, halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's step back to plank. You can let your knees down if you like and make a shorter plank. In a long plank like this, or the shorter plank like this, your hips are in line with your knees and your shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower down. Elbows in towards your body as you come down. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest just as much as feels okay for your lower back. Exhale, rock back up onto your hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Press into your feet to lift your knees. Press into your hands to lift your tail. And pedal your feet up and down in downward facing dog. Explore any other movement as you like. Feeling the back of your body lengthen. Particularly where it needs to, where you feel some tightness. Not forcing anything. Breathing in space. Exhaling tension. Use whatever words you like there. Take in what you need and release what you don't. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands on. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Step back to the plank. On an exhale, lower halfway down or all the way there. And inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale, rock back and up. Take 3 cleansing breaths and then make your way gently down to child's pose. Or down sooner if you need to. Even with the blanket instruction of listen to your body, skip or modify anything you need, sometimes we need that specific invitation. I don't feel like 3 cleansing breaths right now, Leo. Similarly, make your child's pose your own. Modifying as needed. I'm reaching my hands back towards my feet. Instead of reaching them forward. Inhale, come forward and up. Cross your ankles. We're going to make our way to a seat. You can walk your hands into your knees and roll over your ankles, or tip onto one hip and swing your legs around. So extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold down, letting your knees bend as much as they want. And letting your hands just land wherever they're going to land. Don't go. When you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward, spine lengthening. As you exhale, think of lowering down some more. Inhale and walk your hands up the front of your legs to sit yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Leave a big space between your heels and your pelvis. You can reach over your ankles like this, or reach under your ankles like this, grabbing the mat with your hands. Walk your hands forward. So usually I'm under my ankles. Today I'm reaching over. So it's more accessible and feels better this way today. And you can keep your arms engaged if that feels helpful, or let them go slack. Letting your neck stay relaxed, or letting it relax if you just discovered it wasn't relaxed. As I did. Inhale, slowly sit yourself up. Keeping your feet together, bring them in closer. See how close you can comfortably get them without straining anything. And then interlace your fingers, ground your toes in between your hands. Wriggle on your butt, bring those bones closer to the ground. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward with the spine long at first. So not letting my neck relax yet. Keeping a nice long spine. See how far forward in the hips the fold wants to go. And then let your neck relax. Because sending your breath down into those hips. And often we press the forearms down to the insides of the legs if that's where they're landing, or if that feels good for you. Today I will not be doing it. But I usually do. Inhale, slowly sit up. Now let your arms do this work here. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees and nudge your knees up towards each other like that. Bring your hands behind you. Put your weight in your arms, lean into your hands, and wiggle your feet out by the edges of the mat. Let your knees come to the right, turn your head to the left. Come back through center, knees left, head right. Just letting your knees go as far as they want you, not forcing anything. So this movement, it's funny, I'm usually focused on my hips in this movement. I'm focused on my back. My hips could move more, but my back would not enjoy it. So I'm just doing this much. Shouldn't say that, because we're each doing something different. Bring your feet in about the same distance apart as your hips. Take your time to come down onto your forearms and down onto your back. I'm scooting myself forward first to stay on the mat. So setting up for bridge pose, heels in close to your butt. If you have blocks, you could put a block between your knees on the middle position. Pressing the soles of your feet and inhale to lift your hips up. If you want to go deeper, opening your heart, you can clasp your hands under you, reach your knuckles towards your heels, and wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. If you're clasping your hands, let them go. Exhale, slowly let your hips. And explore floating up and down a few times at your own pace. Inhale to lift up, and exhale to come down. And I'm demonstrating one of the extremes of at your own pace. I'm just not doing it. I think those two bridge movements were more than enough for my body today. But maybe your body is telling you, let's lift up higher, let's slow it down, let's challenge ourselves more. Some days it's like that, and some days it's just not. Of course, some days are just in between. But the next time you exhale and lower down to the last time. And just pause. And draw your knees up to your chest. Reach your arms out to the sides with your palms facing up. And trying to keep the shoulders grounded as we did when we did a supine twist early on in practice. Let your knees come to the right and turn your head to the left. Closer your knees out to your chest, the deeper the twist feels, so you can regulate that for yourself. Take your time to bring everything up through center. And then let the movement continue to carry you into your other twist. Come back up to center, hug your knees, explore movement as you like, rocking and rolling. Whatever back massage works for you now. Interesting sensation to share with the Palm Springs folks. It's funny to not be in a place that's so hot, like Palm Springs or Cozumel. I can feel the cold of the floor through this pretty deluxe synthetic rubber mat. This is a tile floor, made to look like, oddly enough, look like wood grain. Might look like really shiny hardwood on the video, but it's tiles. How strange to feel a cold floor. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet and play with bending and straightening your arms up. It was a really welcome sensation after a day of travel to take my shoes off just inside the door and feel that cold floor. I actually felt my feet relax and my arches loosen up. It seemed counterintuitive. Wouldn't think that'd be the response to cold, but maybe my feet were inflamed. I don't know. Maybe from walking the length of an airport terminal to get from baggage claim to the bus. Who knows? And just while we're enjoying our happy baby and I'm sharing these experiences, how strange to be in a place, a beautiful house, very well appointed and all that. There isn't a fan or an air conditioner anywhere in here because you don't need those things here in this climate. Never lived in such a climate where you didn't need something like that. When you feel complete with your inverting, make your way to a resting pose of your choice. Maybe it's the classic corpse pose, Shavasana. I don't think I'll be doing that today. I'm going to try it out. Let's see how my body likes it. No, my lower back doesn't like it. Alternately, you might plant your feet, toes out, heels in, and let the knees lean towards each other, setting your lower body up. Similar to what we did earlier, a little less nuanced, or if you want to go through that whole constructive rest setup that you did earlier, you can. You might also bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees splay apart. Or you might be over by the wall or your couch and resting your legs up on something. Extending your inversion time. Do what you like with your hands. Close your eyes if you want. Notice your breath. or reflect on your intention. Consider how you might extend it into the rest of the day. Give yourself some deeper breaths. Start moving around bit by bit in whatever way you want. Let the movements get bigger and bigger. Take your time. When you're ready to gently sit up. Thank you for sharing this practice today. The light within me sees and bows to that same light within you. Namaste.